Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I am Valsa Williams with the Midday News. The headlines. Reserve Bank of India permits 3-month moratorium on EMI payments on all outstanding loans. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says steps taken by RBI will ensure liquidity, reduce cost of funds, help the middle class and businesses. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman welcomes RBI measures, says macroeconomic fundamentals of the Indian economy remain strong. Prime Minister calls for a concrete plan to fight COVID-19 at the virtual G20 summit. Central and state governments take all steps to ensure continued supply of essential commodities. And Israel thanks Air India for flying 314 Israeli nationals to Tel Aviv. The Reserve Bank of India RBI Governor Shaktikant Das today announced a cut in benchmark interest rate repo rate by 75 basis points to 4.4% to deal with the hardship caused due to the outbreak of COVID-19.
The rate cut decision is 75 basis points and accordingly the repo rate stands reduced from 5.15% to 4.4%. Simultaneously, the fixed rate reverse repo rate which sets the floor of the liquidity adjustment facility, that is the LAF corridor, was reduced by 90 basis points. I repeat, 90 basis points to 4%, thus creating an asymmetrical corridor.
The central bank also reduced the cash reserve ratio CRR of all banks, providing total liquidity injection of 3.74 lakh crore rupees into the system in the current scenario.
To help banks tide over the disruption caused by COVID-19, it has been decided to reduce the cash reserve ratio CRR of all banks by 100 basis points to 3% of net demand and time liabilities, that is NDTL, with effect from the reporting fortnight beginning March 28 for a period of 1 year.
While announcing the decisions of the Monetary Policy Committee through live video conferencing, the RBI Governor said RBI will maintain an accommodative stance. The RBI has also put on hold EMI payments on all term loans for 3 months.
All commercial banks, including regional rural banks, small finance banks and local area banks, cooperative banks, all India financial institutions and NBFCs, including housing finance companies and microfinance institutions, that is all lending institutions basically in the system, are being permitted to allow 3 months moratorium on payment of installments in respect of all term loans outstanding as on 1st March 2020.
The RBI chief noted that keeping finance flowing is the paramount objective of the RBI. COVID-19 related volatility in the stock market has impacted share prices of banks as well resulting in some panic withdrawal of deposits from a few private sector banks. He instilled confidence among depositors of commercial banks, including private sector banks, not to worry on the safety of their funds, stressing that the banking system in India is safe. Deposits are safe in private banks and the public should not resort to panic withdrawal, he added. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman appreciated the RBI's reassuring words on financial stability. She said the 3-month moratorium on payments of term loan installments, EMI, and interest on working capital has given much desired relief. She added that slashed interest rate needs quick transmission. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar also welcomed the steps taken by the RBI. In a tweet today, he said the measures will reduce the interest burden on businesses and industries. He added that 3 months moratorium on repayment of EMI will help all home buyers, vehicle buyers and other customers. The Finance Ministry today urged the people not to believe rumours relating to bank branch closure. In a tweet today, the Finance Ministry clarified that customer service and bank branches are operational and will continue to provide services. It said sufficient cash is available across branches and ATMs, hence do not trust rumours of bank branch closures. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called on G20 leaders to help usher in a new globalization for the collective well-being of humankind and have multilateral fora focus on promoting shared interests of humanity. In his address at the virtual G20 Leaders Summit last night, Mr. Modi underscored the need to put human beings at the center of the vision of global prosperity and cooperation. Mr. Modi called on the G20 to come out with a concrete action plan to fight the global pandemic. The Prime Minister said that 90% of the COVID-19 cases and 88% of deaths were in G20 countries. The summit was convened to discuss the challenges posed by the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic and to forge a global coordinated response. The Union Government has announced a package of 1.7 lakh crore rupees for the poor who need immediate help in the wake of COVID-19 outbreak. Briefing media in New Delhi yesterday, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said the government has launched the Prime Minister Garib Kalyan scheme to help migrants and the poor. She also announced a 3-month insurance cover of 50 lakh rupees for COVID-19 warriors, including doctors, paramedics, healthcare, sanitation and ASHA workers dealing with the virus outbreak. The Finance Minister elaborated that 5 kilo rice or wheat will be given for the next 3 months for free, in addition to the 5 kilos already being given to 80 crore people. Additionally, 1 kilo of preferred pulses will also be given per family for free under the Pradhan Mantri Anna Yojana. She said workers will be allowed to draw a non-refundable advance of 75% from credit in the Provident Fund account or 3 months' salary, whichever is lower. The National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority NPPA has asked states and union territories to ensure uninterrupted movement of raw materials, finished products and manpower related to manufacturing and distribution of drugs and medical devices. NPPA Chairman Shubhra Singh wrote a letter to the states and union territories saying that seamless functioning of pharma manufacturing and distribution units is essential. Ms. Singh said NPPA has requested the states and union territories to give suitable instructions to district administrations and concerned authorities to facilitate the pharma companies during the lockdown period. The Centre has issued Standard Operating Procedure SOP to maintain supply of essential goods during the 21-day lockdown. In a letter to all the Chief Secretaries of State, the Home Ministry has said that all facilities in the supply chain of essential goods, whether involved in manufacturing, wholesale or retail of such goods through local stores, large e-commerce companies, should be allowed to operate ensuring social distancing. The retail end of the supply chain shall operate only in essential goods as specified in the order. The operators will provide an undertaking to this effect and also allow subsequent audit of the records with a view to ensure compliance. The SOP also said the employees or persons engaged in the supply chain shall be allowed to commute. On the basis of e-pass or any other certification, the state governments will open a round-the-clock control room to register complaints. A video conference of health professionals representing all SAARC countries at the level of Director General of Health Services was held yesterday. Director General Health Services made a presentation on India's response to the virus outbreak. India proposed a shared electronic platform for all SAARC nations to share and exchange information, knowledge, expertise and best practices for jointly combating the coronavirus epidemic. 724 cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed in India, including 47 foreign nationals. Health and Family Welfare Ministry has confirmed that 67 patients have been cured and discharged, and 17 deaths have been reported in the country so far. Indian Council of Medical Research said that more than 27,000 samples from 26,798 individuals have been tested in the country. Our correspondent reports that a total number of 35 private laboratory chains have been given approval for testing of coronavirus by the Indian Council of Medical Research. In addition, 121 government laboratories have been given permission for testing, which have a capacity to test 12,000 samples per day. The Indian Council of Medical Research today invited quotation for procurement of antibody kits and serological tests for diagnosis of COVID-19. ICMR has estimated tentative requirement of 5 lakh test kits for which the quotation has been invited from manufacturers with India-based suppliers. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, visit our News on AIR app and follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. You can also visit our website www.newsonair.com. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal today said that elaborate arrangements have been made to deal with the COVID-19 outbreak in Delhi. Addressing media today, he said the situation is under control and there are 39 confirmed cases in Delhi. Mr. Kejriwal said the Delhi government had constituted a team of doctors to review the preparedness, and a report has been submitted by the team wherein suggestions and recommendations have been made to deal with the situation. He said arrangements have been made in 325 schools to provide free food to poor people. He said as of now, the government is providing food to 20,000 people and the number will now increase to around 2 lakh from today. In Himachal Pradesh, the state-run Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam Limited or SJVN Limited, a public service undertaking under the Ministry of Power, has donated 1 crore rupees for ventilators and masks to fight against COVID-19.
The amount will be utilized for procuring 6 ventilators by Indira Gandhi Medical College Hospital, Shimla, 5 by Dr. Rajendra Prasad Medical College, Tanda, and some ventilators in Rampur Hospital at Khaneri. Chairman and Managing Director Nandlal Sharma said SJVN will also extend financial support to provide other essential items.
SJVN हिमाचल प्रदेश में कुछ हॉस्पिटल्स में जहां कोरोना की टेस्टिंग फैसिलिटीज और इसको से लड़ने की सुविधाएं हैं, उनमें अपना सहयोग दे रहा है। आईजीएमसी शिमला और टांडा हॉस्पिटल के लिए कुछ वेंटिलेटर्स को खरीदने और साथ में दूसरी सुविधाओं जैसे मास्क, सैनिटाइजर इत्यादि को खरीदने के लिए, और साथ में ही रामपुर हॉस्पिटल में भी ये सुविधाएं उपलब्ध कराने के लिए प्रदेश सरकार को 1 करोड़ रुपया उपलब्ध करवा रहा है। यही नहीं, एसजेवीएन के कर्मचारी भी अपने सैलरी से योगदान दे रहे हैं।
SJVN is also spreading awareness on coronavirus through hoardings installed by it in various parts of Shimla. Sanjeev Sundrial, AIR News, Shimla.
In Mizoram, the state government has taken all measures to ensure availability of essential commodities to people during the 21-day lockdown period. Chief Minister Zoramthanga yesterday said the local task force set up for this purpose will reach out to every family. Mr. Zoramthanga assured that the supply committee formed under the state-level task force on COVID-19 will see that vegetables and other crops in the state are being harvested and also distributed safely among the people during the total lockdown period. He said a systemic distribution system is already chalked out and thanked the volunteers of the local task force. The Chief Minister gave assurances about the Mizo people outside the state. He said Lok Sabha MP C. Larro Sangha and Rajya Sabha MP Ronald Sapa Tlau have been monitoring the situation. Arunachal Pradesh State Surveillance Officer Integrated Disease Surveillance Program SSO IDSP Dr. Lobsang Jampa said that 9 people have been tested for COVID-19 so far. 6 persons have tested negative and 3 have been sent to Dibrugarh in Assam for further investigation. IIT Delhi has extended the last date for submission of online applications for PhD and PG admissions till the 20th of April in view of COVID-19 outbreak. Earlier, the last date for domestic students was the 30th of March and for international students the 31st of March this year. Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, an Air India special flight carrying 314 Israelis landed in Tel Aviv last evening. The relieved passengers held Indian flags and Israel thanked Air India and its crew for flying them back home in difficult circumstances. The relieved passengers held Indian flags and Israel thanked Air India and its crew for flying them back home in difficult circumstances. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Reserve Bank of India permits 3-month moratorium on EMI payments on all outstanding loans. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says steps taken by RBI will ensure liquidity, reduced cost of funds, help the middle class and businesses. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman welcomes RBI measures, says macroeconomic fundamentals of the Indian economy remain strong. Prime Minister calls for a concrete plan to fight COVID-19 at the virtual G20 summit. Central and state governments take all steps to ensure continued supply of essential commodities. Israel thanks Air India for flying 314 Israeli nationals to Tel Aviv. And with that, we end the midday news.